Hello, everyone. Parker Roy here again, and I'm here to be talking about my persuasive speech. I'm going to be talking about my persuasive speech off of how does age, gender, race, sexuality, and more impact communication. I'm doing this because I find it very interesting to see how others communicate within our daily lives and how their lifestyles affects how they talk and also their culture. A person's age, gender, race, and more can impact communication because everyone is different in their own way and they all have their own unique experiences, and that can influence the way they will communicate. This leads me to my first point: people's culture. Everyone has grown up in their own way from the house they live in, their religion, their language that they're used to. It's all special to them and they're all just used to that. Um, this is culture. A person's culture can tell more than what meets the eye. We can use this as an advantage for when we're communicating because we can get a deeper understanding of what they're trying to say and we can make a good rebuttal towards that. Um, this leads me to my next point: people's experiences. Everyone goes through something different within their life, whether it be something bad or good. Everyone goes through something different. And that affects how they will feel. This can impact communication because their emotions can impact the way they talk. Say, like, they're happy, sad, angry. Each of their emotions is like a domino effect because once one starts, it will just cause a chain reaction. And that will affect the way they will communicate based on how they react. It also helps us to understand what they're talking about because we can just see how they're acting, how they're talking. We can get a deeper understanding of what they're trying to say. And we can relate to that whenever we're talking to them. This leads me to my third point: people's lifestyles. How people initially live is how they're going to expect to talk and act. If they are like rich and wealthy, they're going to talk probably like a know-it-all. And if they're poor and need help, they're going to talk like they need advice and they depend on others. And it all depends on how they live and how they choose to live their lives. Now, what I've talked about so far may seem like these points are all the same, but these are just pieces in a bigger puzzle. This leads me to my next point, which is people's personalities. The fourth point: people's personalities can be traced by the other 3 points. Everyone lives differently and acts differently based on how their life is. And each personality has different traits. And that's what truly makes a person's speech a person's speech. It makes them special and unique to that individual. Say like they are more laid back than others. So they may use slang words or words that are more common with us. And when there's a person who has more of a strict personality, they may talk tough or use more difficult language because that's just how their personality really is. It's just how they're used to it and how they just want to talk. This leads me to my final point. My final point is people's beliefs. Now, what I've been talking about saying up to this point may all sound like it's all just one thing, like I said about the fourth point. But again, it's all just one big piece in this entire puzzle we call communication. A person's beliefs will influence what a person might say. A person's beliefs will affect the way they communicate because if they believe in proper speech, they may want to talk in like a polite and respectful manner. And a person with like a slang sort of speech or like a speech they don't really care about with their beliefs, they're just not going to really think about their meaning behind their words that they're trying to say. These things are just some of the things I find interesting, but there's also some other things like age, sexuality, and a bunch of other stuff that comes into play with communication. And everyone is different and has their own type of communication. But it's all just part of this one big puzzle that we call communication, and this is really interesting. Thank you for listening to my persuasive speech, and have a great rest of your day.